Abramson Stories presents The Candy Hand, starring Louis Abramson and Avi Lal. Every Halloween, Louis and his cousin Avi go trick-or-treating together. After that, they have a spooky sleepover where they stay up late watching scary movies and eating their Halloween candy. Even though it was storming outside, Avi and Louis knew this year would be no different.
Avi, it's almost time to go trick-or-treating. Let's go. Let's get our costumes on. Okay, let me ask my mom it's time to go.
A few minutes later, Avi came over to Louis with his spider costume on, but his face looked so sad.
My mom says we can't go because it's storming outside. We have to go trick-or-treating. It's Halloween. I already have my Frankenstein costume on. Mommy says we have to stay in and watch movies.
Louis and Avi sat there like the saddest spider and the gloomiest Frankenstein anyone had ever seen. But then, suddenly, Louis had an idea.
I know what we could do. What? After everyone falls asleep, we could go outside and trick-or-treat by ourselves. That's a great idea.
Louis and Avi sat in their costumes until the sun went down, watching scary movie after scary movie. Then, at midnight, Avi said,
Are you ready to go? I think everyone's sleeping and the rain stopped. Yeah, I have to go to the bathroom. Meet me in the backyard in 5 minutes. Go quietly.
Avi quickly went to the backyard and Louis followed shortly after. As Louis stepped onto the grass, he looked around him, trying to find Avi in the moonlight.
Avi?
Suddenly, Louis heard a sound.
Avi, is that you?
Louis was starting to get scared.
Avi, is that you? Rawr. Ah! Wait, that actually sounds like Blippi, right? You scared me. That was awesome. Let's go get some candy.
And with that, Louis and Avi sat out with their pumpkin buckets and candy on the mind. As Louis and Avi walked down the street, they couldn't help but notice how quiet it was. All they heard was the wind, and all they could see was the moonlight reflecting off the street. Everyone had turned off their Halloween lights for the night. Everyone except one house at the end of the road.
Look, that house has a jack-o'-lantern in the window. They probably have lots of candy.
Louis and Avi quickly ran toward the glowing jack-o'-lantern. When they came to the front, they stood there, looking at the big, creepy house. It had brown shutters that were banging in the wind, and a black, rusty iron gate with overgrown grass and weeds.
Louis, go knock on the door. No way, you knock. How about we both knock? Fine.
Louis and Avi slowly walked up the stone steps to the big black door, and together they knocked. They waited. Nothing.
Let's do it again.
Suddenly, the door opened slowly, creaking for what felt like an eternity.
Trick or treat!
Before they could even say treat, they could see there was nobody standing there.
Hello? What the heck is this? Let's go out of here. Look! Over there!
In the house down the hall was a sign that said candy, and an arrow pointing down to a bowl, all lit by a half-melted, dripping candlestick.
It says candy. So should we go in? I'm really scared, but yeah.
Avi and Louie slowly walked in together, taking one careful step at a time. As they got closer to the bowl, they stretched their necks upward so they could peer over the top to see what was inside. But then they realized
it's empty. What the heck? Let's get out of here. This place is scary.
Just then, the front door closed behind them.
Who did that?
As the front door slammed, another door began to open.
Hello? Something is coming out. Is that an arm?
A long, black arm slowly peered out of the shadows.
It's holding something. Is that candy? Go get it. You get it. Fine.
Louie walked slowly toward the outstretched arm. They were right. It was candy. A Reese's peanut butter cup, to be exact.
My favorite.
Louie stretched his arms out, holding his candy bucket just below the creepy hand. Suddenly, the hand opened, dropping the candy right into Louie's bucket.
Get back here.
The arm quickly retreated back into the darkness, and Louie ran back to Avi as fast as he could.
The arm is coming out again.
The arm slowly crept out of the darkness yet again, holding another piece of candy.
M&Ms.
Avi ran right up to the arm without hesitating, and just like before, the hand dropped the candy right into his bucket.
It's coming back again.
For the next 20 minutes, Avi and Louie took turns getting candy from the hand, until one time...
I don't see candy. It's not holding any. The hand is just open. I think he wants you to shake his hand. No way. What are you, scared? Fine, I'll shake the hand.
Louie walked slowly over to the outstretched hand. As he placed his palm into it, he felt the hard, bony fingers wrap around his and squeeze tightly.
What's happening? You were right. He wants to shake hands.
The arm started to shake Louie's hand harder and harder until...
Ah! It came off!
Louie realized he was holding a detached skeleton arm, and he quickly dropped it.
Run!
Avi and Louie ran out the front door as fast as they'd ever ran, and even though they got more candy than ever before, they promised each other they would never sneak out to go trick-or-treating ever again. The end. Did you like that story? Were you scared? Don't worry, the candy hand isn't real. Or is it?